I'm James Morrison, and I'm putting together a band to do a recording. Now, I've got all the players, great players too, but I don't have any instruments. So, I've made a list. I'm going to need a lot of stuff. I need trumpets, trombones, saxophones, clarinets. So I need to go somewhere where I can get everything from the one place. I'm going to duck down to the Yamaha factory at Hamamatsu, see what they've got lying there. Well, let's see. I need a bunch of brass first, trumpet, cornet, trombones, all sorts of stuff. So let's start with the trumpet. Now this is where they make the trumpets, so I should be able to find what I need here. Look, there's lots of them. None of those are finished. I need one with valves, I know that. Oh, this looks good. He could be a while. They're getting more and more finished as we move along. Here's the valves, but I'm going to need them in the trumpet. Well, at least I know when I get one it's going to be good because every single trumpet is tested. Ah, finished trumpets. That's what we need. I'll just take one. This feels good. Oh yeah. I want this one. Is that okay? I'll just take it. How did this get to be so good? So how does a flat piece of metal like this turn into a beautiful bell like that? Well, it starts with a lot of skill. Well, after all that hammering, the bell has to be spun, and it takes years of experience to know just how much pressure to use to coax this metal into such a gorgeous shape. Have a look at this. Well, there are a lot of beautiful curves in an instrument like this, and one of the main ones is here, the crook, where the bell comes around. But how do you bend a piece of metal like this without it breaking or crimping? Well, they fill the bell with another metal that's softer, then bend it with a special machine, and then just melt the other metal out. Looks like magic. Now, of course, not all the processes here are done by hand. Some of them are done by some very clever machines. For instance, this has got to turn into that, There are 200 models of mouthpiece here, and this one machine can do them all. Have a look at this. The valves on every Yamaha trumpet are just beautiful to play. One of the things that makes them so good is the valve case being very precise. What's happening here is each valve case is put together in a jig with some silver solder paste on it. And you've got to know just how much to use. And then it's put into an oven. And at about 1300 degrees Fahrenheit, it's baked. This kind of glues the valve case together. You end up with that. Another reason the valves feel so good on this trumpet is that the valve piston from the inside there has to be just perfect. And what they do after it's manufactured is a thing called valve lapping. It's kind of like a really, really fine polish. This machine does it right every time. No wonder it's so good. I need a cornet too, and I noticed one over here. Yamaha trombone slides are absolutely amazing to play, and one of the main reasons for that is Mr. Nakamura sits here for hours each day making each individual slide perfect. I want to play that one. Anyway, I need more than a slide. I've got to find a whole trombone. Aha. This is what I need. Perfect. I'm going to need a bass trombone too, so I'll just grab one while I'm here. Now this looks like a straight piece of metal of uniform thickness, but it's nowhere near straight enough for a Yamaha trombone slide. This machine here is going to turn this into that. Once all the individual pieces have been manufactured, it's time to assemble the instruments. It takes a tremendous amount of skill to know just how much solder to use and how hot to make the metal to get a perfect finish. Another thing worth noting is that Yamaha is the only instrument manufacturer in the world that uses lead-free solder to care for the environment. Let me see, I need an alto sax and a tenor sax. Tenor, alto, they're all in the plastic. Ah, there's one in the case. That might be. Oh yeah. Custom. These are real nice. You know, the saxophone, even though it's made out of brass, is called a woodwind instrument. I guess that's because the sound is made with wood, you know, with a reed, unlike a trumpet. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. That's going to be perfect. Now I just need a tenor. I know there's a tenor around here somewhere. Look at the concentration going on with these workers. The pads are such a perfect fit. I was wondering how they do it. Have a look. He puts a yellow light down the saxophone, and if there are any leaks at all, light will come out. Just keeps adjusting it until it's absolutely spot on. With the precision of the beautiful engraving on the bell of the Pro and Custom model saxophones, I always assumed they were done by a machine, but in fact they're not. They're done by hand, and each and every one is different. It's almost like a fingerprint. I wonder which one of these guys did mine. Well, I knew the lacquer on Yamaha instruments wasn't brushed on because the finish is just way too good. I thought it'd be sprayed on, but even that doesn't give you a finish this good. It's electrostatic plating. What they do is put a negative electric charge through the instrument, and then there's just a mist of lacquer in the air, and because of that charge it adheres evenly all over for a perfect finish every time. Now the bells and the bodies of the saxophones are made much the way that other brass instruments are, with hammering and spinning, but after that it's where they really get different. A saxophone, there's all this mechanism to put on, all the pieces. I had a Meccano set when I was a kid. It looked something like this, but I don't think I'd want to try this. I'm looking for a tenor sax. I think I'm in the wrong section. I don't have a flute in the band, but I wish I did. Have a look at this. I thought I'd seen all the really cool machines here, but this is amazing. What it does is turn this into this. And it's not just drilling holes, it actually draws the metal out to make those beautiful tone holes that stand up from the body of the flute. So cool. It's the only one in the world. This man is hand polishing the tone hole on flute head joints. Why is that so significant? Well, because this year Yamaha made their 10 millionth wind instrument, and over a third of those were flutes. Each one hand finished, each one personally tested. You might wonder why they take such care with them. Well, one of the reasons is that over 60% of Yamaha's workers are actually instrumentalists themselves and play these instruments. know, speaking of flutes, Yamaha makes more flutes than anybody else in the world. So if you see someone playing a flute, it's most likely a Yamaha. And the smallest of those flutes is the piccolo. Altos, altos, tenor. Perfect. I'm sure they won't mind if I just borrow this.